We can tell you how using playlists properly can be a game changer for your YouTube channel, and we're starting right now. What is going on? My name is Nick. Welcome to another video. If this is your first time here and you want to learn how to grow your channel, make videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell so you don't miss anything. Okay, I'm here with Andrew Can from the YouTube channel Andrew Can. He also works at TubeBuddy. Andrew,
great to be back.
Yeah, great to have you back. It's just fantastic again to see you again in person.
Yes.
So Andrew is YouTube certified. He has a ton of experience with growing channels here on YouTube. And Andrew, let's talk about the importance of using playlists. Why would you recommend that people use playlists, and how would you recommend that they do that?
So the power of the playlist is this. A lot of people want to watch content in quick succession, but a lot of creators aren't doing that.
Yeah.
So a lot of times I want to binge content. Let's look at Netflix. Let's look at how they do it. It's easy to binge content. So why not make your YouTube channel easily bingeable? So what I'm talking about is making a playlist of content. And what I've found to work all across the board on most channels is whatever your channel name is, and then your upload schedule. So like we can put Nick Nimmin uploads, because people are typing in your name. And the YouTube default playlist for this, so uploads, is not searchable. But if you create a playlist called Nick Nimmin uploads, then it can become searchable. You can optimize its description, its title, and then it can show up in search results. So if I'm looking up Nick Nimmin content, well then I see the playlist with a lot of videos. And that gets me into my playlist, which will encourage watch session, which YouTube cares about. So all of a sudden, I went from not only finding your channel, I'm binge watching your channel. I'm easily accessing a lot of your content that you are putting out, and I can watch it in my ease. Again, people want ease of convenience. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah. And with that, with playlists, because, you know, of course, putting that stuff into a playlist is important, but what can you do to a playlist to kind of give it some extra punch, some extra power? How can you structure a playlist to really give it some juice?
Well, a lot of times people just put a bunch of videos in a playlist, and while that can work, what you really want to do is, just as you would structure your channel and your videos, you want to make playlists with a purpose. A lot of times people just create a playlist. So creating a playlist with a specific purpose. So if you're a carpentry channel and you're trying to teach people how to redo their carpeting, you're not going to just put one playlist about carpentry, then another playlist about how to build a roof. You want to keep it consistent. So consistency is key here. Then if you're going back to that carpentry example, you can type how to install fur carpeting, how to do multiple levels of carpeting, all in one playlist. Because if they're looking for different types of carpeting and having that option to see them all there, then immediately you've given them multiple different resources for them to choose what they want to watch. Again, you always want to give your viewer the power of choice. They're choosing to watch you, so respect that choice and make it easy for them.
So when it comes to a channel page, a lot of questions that I get is, like, what playlist should I put on my channel page? What are your recommendations for that? So
YouTube gives you analytics on playlists. Look at which playlist is turning the most watch time, the most viewers, and the most subscribers. The thing is a lot of times people go and add playlists, but they don't have an order. YouTube gives you
a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
And again, I want you to have purposeful playlists. That's going to be your takeaway from this video. Make playlists with purpose. And most of the times people are wondering what playlist works the best for me. YouTube gives it to you in the analytics. All you have to do is go to playlist section, and then you can see there which playlist is turning the most viewers, which playlist is turning the most subscribers. So what that's showing you is that playlist, whichever it is ranking the best, is the one that you should put forward. I also always kind of recommend putting your uploads first to show that you're active. The last thing you want to see is that a creator uploaded 6 years ago. What does that show you?
Yeah, a lot of people will put a common thing that I see, like when I'm doing channel reviews on my live stream every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern, is that a lot of people will put their popular uploads as the top playlist, but in a lot of cases, you know, their most popular upload is something they made 2 years ago, a year ago, 3 years ago, and that series of videos is all dated content. So I understand the idea of, you know, well, people liked these, or for whatever reason the algorithm pushed these out to more people, or an outside website sent, you know, traffic to these videos, or whatever it happened to be. But what he's saying right here is that it's more important to focus on having that uploads at the top, because it lets people know that you're current. Like when you look at a channel on a mobile phone, right? Especially on my iPhone as an example. If I land on a channel page and I start going through the videos, and then I see that I go through that first big long list that I'm scrolling through, and I see that, yeah, these might have a lot of views on them, but they were uploaded a long time ago. It makes me think like, oh, okay, they're not active anymore, so there's no reason to subscribe. But when you're putting up the fresh content, or they see that fresh content, not only are you letting them know that you're current, but you're also helping push traffic to that new content as well, which can also make that a lot more powerful.
Again, it's a playlist with a purpose, and every playlist can have a purpose.
Yeah.
And my main thing, and going on that, popular uploads can work. And here's similar to how I said you make a playlist of content that you make that says Nick Nimmin uploads. You can do the same thing with popular uploads because then you can curate the order.
Yeah.
Again, that's powerful. And again, you might say, well, what if it's not the most popular? So you can remove videos that may be older that may hurt your channel. So like you said, let's say you have a channel that is 10 years old, which is possible.
Yeah.
But your most popular video is you milking a cow.
Right.
And you've changed your channel completely. Well, then all of a sudden that cow video kind of seems silly compared to your more serious videos. So you may want to, make your own curated playlist and omit that video. It's no longer topical to your channel.
Ah, great. And just to clarify also, like when we talk about playlists with a purpose, what that means basically is when you're organizing your playlist for a purpose or you're making playlists for a purpose, especially on your channel page, one thing to think about in terms of the purpose of how you're positioning things is, everybody has different goals for that season or that period of time for their channel. So it's important to think about, okay, well, do I want to have my playlist near the top that are converting subscribers the highest? Because right now I'm trying to grow my channel as fast as possible. Do I want to have the ones that are getting the most views at the top? If you're a business or a marketer, are you wanting to put the ones that drive people to your email list or to your product or your website? You want to put those more, closer to the top. That's what we mean by purpose.
Absolutely. And my final big tip for playlists is think of them the exact same way of video. You can put descriptions in your playlist, you can also title your playlist and make it a series playlist. Making it a series playlist is letting YouTube know that all of this content is related, which lets it show up in the suggested section of the video watch page, which can then turn your channel to more views and help boost your channel. A lot of people don't know about the series playlist function.
It's
because
hidden.
It's very well
it's hidden. Yeah.
But of course, classic YouTube. However, don't let that excuse hold you back from success.
Right. And with that, it's important to also think about with playlists as well, there's features inside of your playlist settings. So, one of the things that you need to keep in mind with playlists, do you recommend that they try to make their playlist titles actual titles?
Yes, you need to make it a searchable title.
Yeah.
Because if people are gonna find your playlist, again, YouTube's a search engine, second largest in the world. If your playlist isn't searchable, then what's the point? If you just title your playlist The Best Day Ever, well, guess what? 80 million people will probably have the best day ever.
And you're misrepresenting because that would be a playlist full of the best day ever. It'd be the best days, right?
Yes, absolutely. But there you go.
Right.
But here's the thing. If I call it my best trip to, let's say, Thailand, right? Well, that's a little more specific.
Yeah.
But let's go even better. Let's go Andrew Can's recent trip to Thailand.
Yeah.
Then that is a specific playlist with a specific purpose to then show people my recent trip to Thailand, which will happen one day, I promise.
Yeah. And you will see that video as well. And in terms of the video descriptions also, like a lot of people, I can't even count how often I'm telling people, hey, you got to make sure you're using the descriptions, because you'll go and you'll see, maybe they'll have the playlists that are saying, the best days ever, but in terms of like the description, they won't have that marked, they won't have anything put together as a series. It's really important that in addition to playlists, that all of the features on YouTube, if you are going to be a content creator, learn how to use the platform, learn how to use the tools that are available to you, that are given to you by YouTube, so that you can take advantage of all this stuff. It's all there for a reason, so that you can use it, so that you can get more views, which is going to help you, and it's going to help YouTube as well.
And subscribe to people like Nick so you know how to use those things.
And subscribe to people like Andrew so that you can enjoy watching films and other types of videos. So Andrew, thank you so much for coming on the channel. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us today.
Of course.
If somebody wants to find out more about you, of course, we're going to have links in the description and then cards and end screens and all that stuff. But where else can they find you? Where would you like people to find you first?
You can find me at youtube.com/AndrewK. I also have a gaming channel /WeCanGame.
Okay, what kind of games do you play?
I play a lot of older games actually, because a lot of times people talk about games I wasn't able to experience. So what I want to do is I want to involve my audience. So I call it We Can Game. I'm Andrew Can, and together we can game.
Nice. And if you want to learn more about growing your channel, making videos, and all types of other YouTube related stuff, start now by hitting the round subscribe icon so you don't miss anything. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.